So the typical Hollywood prostitute that is portrayed in movies like Pretty Woman or Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, any of those type of films, are really offensive to me because they romanticize and glorify what it is to be a prostitute. They pretty it up. Much like right now there's this whole third wave of feminism who call themselves sex positive, who tout that and espouse that it's a empowering way to express your sexuality, and that prostitution and pornography are an empowering way to express your sexuality. It's so false. For me, standing on a street corner to be penetrated in every orifice I have several times a day, there's nothing romantic or empowering in that.
Don't just look the other way either, because we're so used to being invisible that when you look the other way, when you're walking down the street, it's kind of the same as clutching your purse if a person of color is coming down the street. To reaffirm that we're invisible isn't a helpful thing, because it's what our pimp is already telling us. Our pimp is already telling us, nobody cares, nobody's going to help you, you're not ever going to get any help. And so when society looks the other way, just like with the panhandler or somebody else, when we choose to look the other way, that's a really big statement on, yeah, you know what, your pimp is right. Nobody cares about you.
When I was running down the road to get away from my dad because I knew he was going to knock the crap out of me, this group of guys up in the window were like, hey, come here, come and talk to us. And I go, oh, dudes, I can sleep with them and I can be away from my dad.
Right.
And so that's what I say about consent. I was always looking for, I would sleep with people so that my dad wouldn't kill me and I didn't have anywhere else to go.
It is with this eye she sees the real world. With this eye she can see into men, see what they're trying to hide. She sits and rocks and squats in the pile of garbage. A gust of wind begins to whip the lighter pieces of garbage into a little cyclone of papers that swirl up and around her, encompassing her in trash. She is the eye of the storm.
It will be 20 years since I was forced to walk 82nd Avenue and sell my body for money, not to support my children or a drug habit, but to support the criminal habits of a group of young gang members, one person specifically. It will be 20 years since I was stabbed and left for dead off Milwaukee Boulevard. While I still carry the physical scars on my body from that attack, my emotional scars have healed, and I've been delivered from the pain of that ordeal to have lived an incredible and fulfilling life, which allows me the ability to give back to my community through activism, volunteering, and being a good friend, neighbor, and family person.
Anne, I say again quietly, let's go lie down. I whisper softly. I wonder if I've really spoken aloud. It's okay, I'll take care of you. She slowly raises her eyes towards me to see if I'm real, and if I am, should she run or sink her teeth into me. Her lips start to curl, and she shows me her teeth in warning. Anne, I say harsh this time, knock it off, let's go lie down. I reach my hand toward her, palm out and open, so she knows I'm hiding nothing in it. I don't attempt to touch her. I just show her my open, empty hand and say quieter now, take my hand, I'll help you up.
And I had met this young lady 9 months ago, and she sent me an email this weekend and said, Jerry, she said, thank you so much for being who you are and sharing your story. Because of it, I faced my father who was raping me, and I now live in a foster home, and I'm in a much better place. That's what it's about. That's the change. That's the parting of the Red Sea for somebody. That's the miracle moment for somebody. Those are the moments I live for. I don't live for the moment of, someday the world's not going to be racist anymore, and someday people aren't going to be poor, and all of this. It's, what can I do today to change the piece of the world that I live in? That's what matters to me.